So I'm not saying that problems don't exist. I'm not saying that this is foolproof, but it is an extremely powerful technology. And I think it does more than just provide a new source of demand for U.S. Treasuries. I actually think that's a minor issue, to be honest. I think what it really does is it allows Gresham's law to flourish on a global basis for anybody that has a phone. Because while the U.S. dollar, as Americans, we look at the U.S. dollar and we say, oh, it doesn't hold its purchasing power. You know, the government just prints money, and you know, it's over time, I'm holding something that just whittles away. But if you live in Argentina, or you live in Turkey, or you live in Egypt, or you live in the Philippines, you look at it and say, wow, I wish I could hold U.S. dollars because it's a lot stronger than my local currency. And if you have an internet and you have a smartphone, now all of a sudden it's very easy to hold U.S. dollars, right? And those U.S. dollars drive out the bad money, which is the local currency. And while eventually, you know, gold will win, in the meantime, I think the dollar could overtake a number of other global currencies, and I think the number of global currencies will dwindle in the same way that community banks are dwindling. And I think the currency that picks up all that liquidity from the currencies that are dwindling is the U.S. dollar. And I think it will happen via stablecoins. And when that happens, what's essentially happening is the United States is stealing the sovereignty of these local jurisdictions. If you don't control the money in your jurisdiction, you don't have sovereignty. You have some control, but not fully control.
Yeah, example of Zimbabwe.
Exactly. And as we've said many times, when a currency fails, it's not too long before the government fails. And so I think it's more a stealth tool of empire than it is a new demand for treasuries. It certainly helps, but I think it's a geopolitical weapon that can be used, and I think the world will adopt its use. I don't think it will have to be forced on anybody. I think that they will use it because they prefer it to their local currency.